So the industries that were the major disruptors were primarily the technology industries, so especially fintech. So Hong Kong's been trying to attract fintech here for a number of years now. What we saw last year was Invest HK, that's had a concerted approach to bring them in, actually seems to have a lot of success. So we saw a lot of opportunities in the fintech sector. Primarily, I mean, it was a real mix of lawyers. A lot of them needed financial services background. I mean, to be honest, that's actually been more important than the tech experience, just due to the fact that most of these places are going to, in one way or another, either interact with or become regulated institutions. So what we saw was a lot of lawyers leaving banks and some of the buy-side institutions as well to go and join fintechs. Some of them to join well-established large fintechs, quite a lot of them starting what are comparatively startups, to be honest. That's where most of the volume was. And what that gave was an excellent opportunity for example, global markets lawyers, many of whom, the banks have reasonably sizable teams of these lawyers, and for years there's been a bottleneck at the kind of senior VP level. What we saw was a number of those people were able to leave to go into sole counsel, sometimes even sort of general counsel, head of legal roles in fintechs, for, in some cases, very significant packages. In other cases, it's more of a question of equity, and you hope that you're joining the unicorn that everyone hopes for. But look, I mean, that was a real disruptor. In both in private practice, we saw managing partners of law firms, for example, joining fintechs. We saw well-established APAC GCs of top-tier international banks joining fintechs. I mean, look, that was I think a real change, and then that meant that gaps opened up in both the traditional financial institutions and private practice, which meant actually there was a very buoyant market for financial services lawyers across the board, as well as an increased market for commercial IT and data privacy lawyers for those industries, which has actually also led to a greater need for commercial IT, data privacy lawyers within private practice firms who are also trying to get all this business. So that's, I mean, those financial services and commercial IT going into fintech, I think was a major trend last year.